If you didn't hear anything strange today, a judge in Colombia used CHAT GPT to help him issue a court ruling. CHAT GPT could be worth $29 billion when its shares go on sale. Let's look at how that could happen. According to the Wall Street Journal, OpenAI is proposing to investors that they expect $200 million in revenue next year and would expect $1 billion by 2024. OpenAI is the company that developed CHAT GPT, and we will discuss more about them in a moment. There is no information about how they plan to make that money, and their main selling point, CHAT GPT, is completely free. Maybe they will discover a way to add subliminal advertising that will blend in with the conversation and their AI program, though tender offers, like the one OpenAI is presently extending, allow companies to buy back shares of stock held by shareholders other than the firm itself. This is done when the company anticipates rapid growth and wants to reclaim control of its stock before selling it to the public or wealthy investors. Shares are expected to sell for $300 million because of this offer. If this is the first time you've heard of CHAT GPT, you're probably scratching your head and wondering what the heck we're talking about. CHAT GPT Generative Pre-trained is what GPT stands for. Launched in November of 2022, CHAT GPT is an artificial intelligence that can carry on natural-sounding conversations with its users. The more individuals who use the bot, the more and more intellectual it grows. If the thought of artificial intelligence and robots taking over the world terrifies you as much as it does me, then please subscribe so that we may work together to stop them. Earlier we mentioned that OpenAI, a research company founded by Elon Musk and Sam Altman, was responsible for developing CHAT GPT. If you want to feel stupid and inferior, all you have to do is peruse some of OpenAI's research blogs. For example, in 2019 they taught a robotic hand how to solve a Rubik's Cube while being prodded by a stuffed giraffe. This begs the question, how could AI of this caliber affect the world around? In one sense, students who are at a loss may simply ask GPT on the chat to write a thesis paper about Star Wars, Gladiator, and Game of Thrones, and bam! AI made it possible to do a thorough research paper. CHAT GPT did say they would look into various ways to spot this kind of cheating, so let's hope the TA who grades the papers pays enough attention. Also concerning is the potential impact of AI on global social institutions. For instance, if we consider the Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson film Her, the premise is still the same. Why go out and make friends and experience the world if you have somebody at home validating you? It's tricky business, and the second worry is data collection. How much of our personal lives are we prepared to disclose with an AI companion like CHAT GPT? And what can OpenAI do with that information? The problem of how our data is gathered in and used is not a new one, but it is still a huge one involving almost everything that we do on the internet or our cell phones. Lastly, on the website of OpenAI, there is an article that can be found on their research blog that highlights the possible abuse of language models. For spreading false information, the implications of these findings prompt the question, how might changes in language models affect operations, and what efforts might be taken to limit this threat? I'm just glad to see that they're aware of the possible risks. OpenAI needs to pause for a moment and consider oneself whether or not they should pursue advanced AI research simply because they can. Investors in their company would want to see profits, and the only way that could happen is if they continued their research into advanced AI. Yet, the question remains whether or not this is something that we actually need.